Well, afternoon, folks. John S. Reed, Kiatric, and Nipio, welcome to the stream, guys. How are you doing this afternoon? Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Oh, it's DevDay, and we are going to be doing more stuff with dialogue systems. I have a few bits I want to do in the example file first that I had an idea for last time and didn't get to. Then we're going to jump back into the main game and get rid of all those pesky weight controls and actually, you know, control dialogue boxes with buttons, like a real game. John S. Reed is not bad and working hard. Good to hear you're working hard. I am working. But good. I'm in my box. I'm in my box for the next 2 hours. Got plenty of water. It's all good. Right. Let's get this show on the road. So, if we just turn that down a little bit. Don't want too much overpowering music. I was playing Rocket League over lunch, so maybe I'm not working that hard. Yeah, maybe not. But I suppose if it was lunchtime, if it was a lunch break, then that's totally fair. Totally fair. I was playing FTL. I don't know what FTL is. But it's good to know we're all playing games over lunch. Except me. So, we are back in the example JSON project, which I was trying to make sure I knew how JSON worked before going into the main game. And you'll notice this big glaring comment because I've now started doing this to remind myself to look at things when I'm going through my projects. Faster than life, faster than light. Ah, okay, roguelike. Nice, nice. I've not played many roguelikes, actually. Not a genre I am that familiar with. Anyway, I realised I turned the thing down, but I didn't actually switch to my Dev Tracks playlist, and that's actually very quiet in my ears. That'll do. Winter Lore Games! Hello! Welcome to the stream! How are you doing today? You are joining us on DevDay. Only ever beat FTL on easy. Well, you're doing better than me, John, because I have never played it. So, this section in the project file basically means that if an NPC... we can store different IDs in an NPC object, which leads to different things in the dialogue file. I just literally started adding an ID thing purely for me to keep track of what number everything is. Doing very well, thanks. How about you? I'm doing good. Ready to get stuck into some messing about with JSON and bits and pieces. So yeah, the idea being that there will be certain NPCs in the main game that you could talk to, and they'd say different things depending on how many times you talk to them. Ultimately, that would also then be used for the battleable people within the game, so they'd have pre-battle and post-battle text. So currently, the way this little system works is it's got 2 different IDs, which points to different scenes in the JSON file, and we just track it with another instance variable that counts how many times the player has spoken to the NPC. So the other thing I did think was, rather than, I believe how it's set up currently, we're going to look at you. Have I got the... Yeah, you could either do it so that the scene ID is the same, which is fine, or you have the scene ID different if you have different lines, or we have a boolean, which means that this only triggers when the boolean is true. I haven't decided if that's actually worth doing, but it was an idea I had. It's well worth a play, very addictive. I helped a mining colony by firing a missile at them and killed off some evil scientists that invaded my ship by venting the atmosphere on one side. Sure. Very hard, there's a fair bit of luck on how well you start off. Fair enough. I may have to look into it then. So I was going to do this, and I'm trying to work out if it's actually worth doing or not. So what we do is just add a new Boolean variable. We'll just call it multi-line. Does the NPC have more than one line of dialogue? It's defaulted to false. And we just say add a sub-event there. If NPC is Boolean set to false, then we just do that. Then another sub-event, like there. Just drag that down. If it is multi-line, then we put these bits. Actually, do I need that in there? Those go underneath. So at least then you could leave scene ID blank on some of those other ones, and it'll be fine. Never seen that editor. Which visual scripting language? This is Construct 3. So, Construct 3, if you scroll down, depending on what you're watching currently on Winterlore Games, there is a little bit of information about Construct 3. Thank you, Nepio. Either below the player if you're on desktop, or if you have a look at the information panels, there should be one about Construct 3. But it's a event-based visual game engine. If you're familiar with JavaScript, you can also use JavaScript in the engine. I don't code, so I ignore that completely. But yeah, it uses, as I say, an event-based system. You can have behaviours on objects, so getting up and running with a game is very, very easy. I am not a, shall we say, I'd say I'm competent. I'm not that great at using Construct, but I only started using it about a few months ago, and I have already built a fair amount of game, and I'm quite proud of this, which, considering before I started these streams I didn't really know anything about programming, logic and all that rubbish. So it's easy to grasp, hard to master, we like to say, but it's a good engine to use if you don't know how to code. It's very smooth and clean, but I'm a C# developer. That's fair, that's fair. I'm sure if I actually bothered to learn how to code something, then I would probably use code over events, but I don't, and text scares me, so I will stick with my lovely visual things. Did you just say you weren't logical before starting the stream? I've not been logical my entire life, but programming logic, that kind of stuff, so algorithms and all the computing things they now teach school kids. I missed all of that, but no, actual logic, no, I'm not logical, don't be silly. I spent 2 hours talking to myself. So yeah, that's literally all I wanted to do with that, and I just want to make sure it actually still works. So, I click on here, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, skip things, that still works, good. Ah, of course, because it's set to false, so that does work. Good, lovely. Now if I set you to true, then you should say different things when we click on you. Or you'll say nothing at all. Lovely, broke it. Used to use Unreal Engine Blueprint, but if tech scares you, you should really look into it. I've heard stuff about Blueprint, but given that I work for the company who makes Construct, I can't really not use Construct right now. Yeah, I've heard good things about things like Blueprint in Unreal. I listened to a podcast by Chris Light and Gwen Frey, and Gwen is an advocate of Unreal. She loves it, and she's talked about Blueprint a few times. So why are you not doing what I think you should be doing? Do. Okay, system, where are we? Player, what are you doing? Nope, it's NPC I should be looking at. 0. Multi-line is 0, scene ID is 0. System, where are my globals? There we go. We are not setting a game state. Interesting. Well, I'm glad just by doing that I broke my game. Well, in that case, we're going to clear that. Is not multi-line. Is multi-line. Time spoken to is 0. Oh! That'll be why. Does help you actually give some actions to your event. Yes, I do work for the company Winter Law. That's why we are on the official Construct channel. There we go. It does work now. That makes me happy. And it should say, yes, it says something different. Good. My little Boolean thing now works. Lovely. Just means I have less things to think about when I make new NPCs later in the actual game. Cool, I can get rid of that. Goodbye. Very glaring, bright comment. Okay, well I'm going to save that, and it's just another thing to add to the example file. At some point, I need to add that to my investigation. See, I'm now adding a list of things that I want to add to this project, but I don't think I should do it on stream, because you lot will be bored out of your minds, because I have no idea what I'm doing. So what would be really nice is to be able to call functions through dialogue. I've seen it done in XML, I believe using a dictionary, so I'm not entirely sure if it's doable, but I'm going to have a look, and because I think that'll be a really nice thing to add to make it a really nice rounded system. So you could be talking to, especially for story stuff, if you're talking to a key NPC for the story, and they've just delivered some, I don't know, pivotal line for the story and everything's gone to pot and you want the music to change on cue, it might be quite nice to be able to do that through the dialogue. I don't know. Maybe that's excessive, but it'd be cool. Very interesting to see all the game engines for beginners to get interested in game developing. Yeah, I mean, you can be, I did a game jam style stream a few weeks ago where we set ourselves a time limit, and I decided to see how much game I could build in 45 minutes. And I know I'm not a complete beginner, but within 45 minutes I had a teeny tiny, not very pretty, but functional RPG with a little level system and experience points, all done using behaviours and other bits and pieces, so I didn't have to code how to move them, how to deal with solids, all that rubbish, because it was just apply this set of rules and away you go. Excellent, so that's my more JSON tests file. So I did start adding some more bits to prepare for adding the JSON system into my game. Ooh, hiccup, excuse me. So we've where we've got the all of this rubbish, we obviously want to do similar things for when we are in the talking state. Only it'll mostly be to end the dialogues that we've already started. So I've been kind of condensing things so that we can call the end dialogue function, which I haven't written yet. So that's something to do today. Because the way it's currently set out, yes, it's all in the actual. I think the rest of it's in the start fight and the talking functions, where you destroy the dialogue box and all that sort of stuff. That shouldn't be there. That should be in its own function. Heyo, Taka! Welcome to the stream. How you doing today, Taka? My accent is lovely. Is it Australian? It's definitely not Australian. We are coming to you live from London. I am a Brit through and through. Yes, what I need to do is move all of the what's the word? Manipulation of the dialogue boxes, sprite fonts, all of that. That needs to go into its own function that is only called at the end of the dialogue, which is probably going to be... I will still use the signal because it's quite a nice little system. So we send the signal out and then call the end function. Still lovely. Well, thank you very much. I hate the sound of my own voice, but I think that's true for most people who do talking a lot. It does make editing these things fun. Yeah, whereabouts are you based, Winterlaw Games? And what brings you to our humble Twitch channel? Right, so let's go and find... Where are all my functions? Down here somewhere. Collapse that. So yeah, the way my text is currently done is we just have an arbitrary wait time and then signal the end dialogue so that it gets rid of the stuff. I am debating... I believe Skyman brought it up last week, maybe the week before, whether it's worth having a global layer for all the dialogue stuff. So currently I have a HUD layer, it does its own thing. I am debating whether I have a global layer that goes across everything, because it will probably be used in most things except maybe the menus and, I don't know, the encyclopedia. But even then, some version of it might still be used. So I'm feeling a global layer might be a good idea. Ah, you're from Sweden! Well, lovely to have you here. Whenever I hear a recording of my voice, I'm surprised. It doesn't sound like I think it does. Yeah, I know, right? Mine doesn't either. You always sound so different when you're talking than when you're listening to yourself. I'm kind of getting used to it purely because I've listened to my own streams so many times now to do our little tip clips and bits and pieces. Talking of which, I need to record one of those today. So... bear with me at some point as I have to talk about the wonderfulness that was my realisation that you could use the is running typewriter condition to actually control some bits and pieces. And there was a ding in my ear. Ah, Winterlaw Games, thank you very much for the follow. We do streams on a Tuesday and a Thursday. Tuesday is DevDay and Thursday is Game Day, so we play games that have been made in this engine. Oh, excuse me while I just take a quick drink. Gotta stay hydrated. Otherwise my brain will turn to mush even more so than usual. So, we add... Actually, hang on, rather than adding a new layer, if we make... I'm just going to quickly go and look in the manual because I've literally never used global layers before. Global layers. Every layer in the project with the same name is overridden by that layer. Cool. Layer with global property is the master. Other layers in the project with the same name, the global property will be rooted there. Okay, that seems reasonable. So that's layer 8. Is there an 8 in the only other layout I'm using so far is the battle scene, and you don't have 8 layers, so I don't really care. It should be fine just to make that global. Oh, that's over here, isn't it? Global. Yes. Oh, go away. Stop it. So in theory, by doing that, rather than destroying everything, we can just lay it out and just make it visible and invisible as we need to, which may be better. I'll have to test with performance measurements at some point, but that's probably a good plan. Didn't sleep much. Ah, attacker. I hate when you get a rubbish night's sleep. It kind of throws you for the whole day. Techbox North, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a good Tuesday. I have been on stream for 20 minutes and feel like I've done nothing, so you'll not miss much. Having a good chat is what we're doing. Oh, my terrifying smiley face. Right, where are we? Let's collapse items in inventory. Collapse initialization. What am I working on? This is not in overworld, this is in global. Doing okay, working on my own project. Nice! I can't remember if you told us what you're working on at the moment, or if we've ever discussed what you're working on, Techbox North. You always rock up into my streams and we talk about what I'm doing. What are you doing? Sleepy 5. Right. Let's see. So actually I need to pull that up, otherwise I'm going to forget and then get very confused as to why it's appearing. That's an event sheet I'm looking for. E-battle. Add event. System. On start of layout. Just for the time being. System. Set layer visible. Invisible. HUD. Just in case it is there. I will probably still need it visible, but for the time being. Since I did, I've completed and put that one on Google Play and started another one. Nice! Well, good luck with your new project. Skira HQ thankfully has a near limitless supply of Red Bull. Yes, there is generally always Red Bull in the fridge. It is sugar free though, and I can't deal with it. I'll stick with my tea, thanks. Okay. So yeah, on random item, we'll stick with the item one because that's here. Create object. Oh, that was the other thing I need to. Okay, we won't do that because there's more stuff I have to do. Oh god, why is there nothing simple? NPC functions, interactions. Okay. This is what we need to do. On read sign. We'll start with the sign because that is the simplest form of dialogue I have in this game. So I think what we do. So 256 by 48. Actually, I could lay this up in the object bank, couldn't I? That seems like a good idea. And we just set the position on the HUD layer rather than creating the object. Zoom in. Get all that out of the way. Go over there. Now you're my speech and dialogue box speech. I need to snap this to a grid. Miscellaneous, please. Show grid, snap to grid, thank you very much. I guess that helps. Me and Laura suffer from scope creep before we even start making it. Yeah. I have a book. We were talking about this last week, the fact that, you know, we have notebooks and that's how we like to plan things. So I have my book, which has got so much stuff in it that I want to do at some point. Laura wants to redo Pokemon on her. Yeah, she kind of does. I don't know what. I've always wanted to make a Pokemon game. Basically, I just have slightly lofty ambitions. Too lofty, possibly, but hey. You know, you gotta start somewhere, right? Now, I don't mind destroying and recreating the area name stuff. I still need to call that and put it in the right place. And the right size. I feel like 2 is a good size for that. Considering the size of our viewport now. Then I kind of want that in the middle of that. So halfway between 16 and 32-ish. It's what, 24? Yeah, that seems right. That can count. Ish. No, that definitely needs to move. Oh, that's because it's size, not position. Up it. 8. Perfect. There we go. So that's where that's going to go. So I need to add a layer at the top, which is going to be called HUD. Cool. And all of that needs to go on the HUD layer. And now that's there. Lovely! So if I get rid of that, then I can still work on my level and oh, I like that. Cool. Just put the text box and set the text to center. Yeah, true, good point. Good point, well made. It already is set to center, I'm just an idiot and forgot that. At some point I'll have a nice sprite font, but for now this is fine. I can't remember if it's the default one or if I actually did make some tweaks to it. Oh well. Currently available and... Ah, nice! I will have to have a look at your mobile games. We did. People have asked us if we're going to stream mobile games, and maybe that is something I really need to like properly look into at some point. I have got the Streamlabs mobile app, so I could, in theory, stream from my phone. I just have no idea how that would work. Right, that's that sorted. So the HUD layer is done. So we need to change a lot of this stuff around now. So we want to... Don't need any of that because it'll be already set the position. What we want to do is add an action system. Set layer visible. HUD. Move that to there. So that's what we'll... initially visible, no. Typewriter text, I need to change that. Right, where's my thing? In the example JSON. When we finally figured out the typewriting thing. It's len over 32, okay. So it's len brackets that. Paste other brackets over 32. Hopefully. I'll leave that there just so I can test and see how the sign reads now. Find a sign. Yay! Cool. That's fine. Now, if we go to the read sign thing, wherever I've put that. There, signal end dialogue. That must be under the player somewhere. There. So rather than that, delete those. What we want to do is set the layer back to invisible. And actually for read sign, we don't need yeah, that's the other thing we need to do. Where did I put that? Signs. Nope. Dialogues. Speech. We don't need the name. Set invisible. Because signs don't have names. I mean, they could. But that seems silly. Oh yeah, I need to... where are we? Need to set the sprite font as invisible as well. Talking about wings. Cool. Signal end dialogue. Yeah, that should now... actually, one thing I do need to do on the HUD layer, put back into here, lock everything except HUD, zoom, you two. Oh, really? I have to do it. That's irritating. Initially visible, no. Initially visible, no. Now, when I should move my player so it's closer to a sign. That's better. Just need to sort out the sizing slightly. But that's fine. It works. Don't care. I can beautify it later. As long as the functionality is there, we are good. Keep tabbed. Oh, that's it. I knew there was a thing to do. That's going to be a tip clip. Okay. Talking of tip clips, there are a couple I need to do. One is, one for typewriter. That's going to be another one because that's useful. I remember Taka did a tweet about that a few years ago. Or maybe we did, I don't remember. Someone did. I feel like it was Taka. And that went down very well, so we'll do a tip clip for that. I was going to do one for something else, and I can't for the life of me think of what it was. Oh, maybe this thing. The speedy typewriter-y thing. That's probably, yeah. So I quickly look at the expression dictionary. System, maybe? Is it a system 1? No, that's lerp. It must be a text one. Oh no, there it is, len. So yeah, use a len expression. Divided by 32 gives you the, standard number of characters per second, as opposed to all of the characters over a set number of time. Cool. Right, let's get those out of the way, shall we? Because it'll just be easier. Go back to my object bank so I can see. Alright. So sometimes when you're making your game, you need to stack objects on top of one another. Like here, we have a text box underneath and some text over the top. Now annoyingly, you would usually have to move the text to be able to click underneath, but if you press tab and click, it switches object to whatever's underneath. So we are currently clicking on the sprite font, hold tab, click again. We have now switched to the dialog box. So handy. No more having to move things around, just use the tab key, it's far quicker. Thank you for reminding me of that, Kiatrick. Planning to publish an alpha version and open source it once I've got a bit further. I want there to actually be some gameplay before I release it into the wild. That's fair. Wings is going open source. Interesting. Where are we? Now the other thing I was going to do was... I'll tip clip on this one because it's got decent text things. Actually, if I disable that a second. That should just do what I want it to. Oops. Oh well. I'm going to undisable it in a second anyway. So if we talk to you, we should really, spam through the text. Cool. Oh, so time for another tip clip then. Let's preview that. If you are displaying dialogue in your game, that's something you've spent time looking at and thinking about what you want your NPCs to say, and along comes a player and just goes, spam the button, I don't want to read any of this. Well, that's all your hard work. No one's paying any attention. But there is a very simple way to make sure that your player cannot spam through all your hard work. If I undisable this condition, text box, and I believe Sprite Font does as well, has a condition to check if the typewriter is currently running. So I'm using typewriter on our text, which basically means it doesn't all display at once, it displays over a period of time. And the condition allows you to check for that, so by saying that you can only move the dialogue forward if typewriter has finished, you can no longer keep spamming the key and skip through. You have to wait until it's all displayed before you can continue. Which means the player has to read what you've written. Yeah! Simple, but effective. There we go. Alright, that's 2 more tip clips. Woo! Let's make it a post-delivery game. I heard that stranding genre is hot these days. Games based on FedEx quests. It's like the new generation of fetch quests. Right. So, where were we? I've collapsed all my stuff. Here we go. Okay, so the typewriter's working. I need to get rid of this now. Yeah, so currently the way it's literally just an arbitrary number to wait and then display the to signal the end dialogue thing, purely so I could test that my dialogue system was working. But that's not actually how it needs to work. The player needs to be able to press the button to continue the text. And currently that doesn't happen. So I guess first things first is just to get rid of that, because I don't want it. Now we don't want to signal, or we don't want to send the signal unless the button is pressed. So I don't actually think that the end dialogue signal needs to be in the function. I think we need to move that and this to somewhere else entirely, which is actually now why it's here. Actually, do we need the signal? We probably don't. Probably don't need the signal at all. I need to actually put some stuff into the end dialogue function, which mostly is just hiding the HUD layer. Oh, no. Invisible, please. And allowing the player to move again, so putting it back into its standard state. Instance variables, where are you? There. State to standard. Lovely. I heard people were fed up with games based on collecting things, so I made my game about delivering things instead. You start with everything and give things away until you have nothing. Yeah, it's a good minimalist game. That may actually be enough, I don't even know. Let's try. Currently the function should only be triggered if the Z key is pressed and you're still overlapping a sign and you are in the talking state. Yes? Yes. That is the simplest form. If this works, then huzzah. Run! Well, the weight's gone, so that's fine. Oh wait, key thing missing there. Where's my function? There. I do need to add a sub event, which is the isTypewriter thing. Did I cut that? I did. Good. Let's undisable that. I'm going to debug in case you can't actually see the beautiful arrow that I've made. Come on. Debug, please. Thank you. Purely because I have no idea where I've actually told it to spawn, so it may appear, it may not. Who knows? Find out in a minute. Continue text. Well, that's not actually spawning. Cool. Which means we can't continue. Okay. And let's move that. Let's have a dialogue folder group even. Dialogue specific. Let's move that out of wherever it is there. Hang on, which one did I add that to? Here's speech, good. Does that do anything? Or are we just going to spawn now, like as soon as... Oh, hello. Well, it spawns. That's good. I realise it's huge, but it's there. Good. It's not spawning at the right time, but it's there. Where are you? Object types, dialogues. You need to be a very different size. Resize. I guess 16 by 16, the same as everything else in this game. Although you can barely see that it's a triangle now. Yeah, let's make it more triangle-y. Something like that. It looks relatively like a triangle. Not really, but it'll do. It's a placeholder. Okay. The more things you deliver, the smaller the game world gets until you're floating in a white box. And this is when you have achieved enlightenment. Huh. Ah, okay, well the good thing is that kind of works actually. It's not as good as it could be, but you can again you can't skip the text until you get to the end of the typewriter. I don't really want that spawning then, though. That was a rather boring game with nothing to do. Didn't know you make a horror game. White box with nothing sounds like the worst nightmare. Yeah. That doesn't sound particularly fun. Let's just put a weight in. I wonder if that means it doesn't... Or is that just now going to appear? Yeah, no. Go on that. Delete. I need another condition. Well, plus that, I'm very happy this works. Could put a weight in there though, couldn't we? So at least make it look a little better so you can't immediately close the text box. Good. Cool. No, it's still not great. How many arrows I spawned? Just one. Oh wait, good point. Because that's going to be every tick, isn't it? That's good point, well made. System trigger. Trigger once while true. Can't spell. Oh my goodness. Look at the keyboard. You can't touch type anymore. I don't want that, I want debug, please. Just to make sure like loads of continue texts aren't being spawned. Oh yeah, of course. Because it's there, so that needs to go under... Not in that folder, it doesn't need a group, it needs to go under the state. Where am I going to put that? Yeah, on the start of the layout because there's no typewriting. Yeah, so it needs to go under the state bit. Probably there. Hopefully. Best is when that mistake happens and the physics object suddenly explodes into a million objects. Oh, I'm glad I don't have to deal with physics. Right, there is no continue text spawned. This is good. Now nothing is spawning. Cool. Oh, wait, it's there. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because it's on Z key pressed. I forget that talking bit's nested under there. So that needs to go into the actual state. Oh! Eventually I'll put it in the right place. Whee! In here. Let's drag that down under there. Down under the comment. Only spawn finished. That arrow sprite is triggering me. I'm sorry, it's a rubbish sprite. I couldn't be bothered to actually put some effort into it. Okay, we have no continue text arrows. Good. Press the Z key. Well, now the Z key doesn't do anything. Cool. At least it does. There we go. I just wasn't focused. Ah! That's better. Just need to destroy the arrow once we close the thing. Add action. Where are we? Dialogue, speech, continue text, destroy. Yay! You could try out the SVG plugin. I could. Do I need to? It's only a placeholder arrow. You only have to deal with it for a little while. Yay! It works! Let's go see if it works on the next one. I also need to figure out how much sign text I can display before I actually need to think about... Oh, quite a lot actually, with that size of text. Excellent. Which means I don't need to think about displaying next lines or whatever. But it's nasty. Well, tough. I'll tell you what, I'll change it for the next stream. How about that? Ugh. Fine. Where is it? SVG. Nope. Ah. Woo. What do I do with this? Do I add it as a project file? Is that a thing? Oh wait, yes. I saw it. File, new. Oh! Snazzy. You're telling me to use it and you don't know how to... Ah, dude. Okay, what am I looking for? What is the problem when you're looking on the iPad and you're actually... I could do with the second monitor. Material.io/resources/icons. Okay. I want an arrow. Literally a downward triangle. Jeez! So much stuff! Icons 8, the best site I've ever used. Okay. I mean, this is purely to appease Nepio at this point. That'll do. Gimme. Download, is that a thing? Lovely. Okay. So, well, I guess this is a case of let's find out how the SVG plugin works. Because I have no idea. Files. Import. Drag that in. There we go, we have the keyboard arrow. Exactly, I was like, you saw nothing. It always could be a clip. I feel like I need to learn how to do it, and then we'll make the clip. Icons 8 only allows .png files. That's fine, because I can import that into a sprite. Sprites I know how to use. This is the whole, there's a new plugin, let's find out how it works. What do we have a thing? Oh, what's the point? Where even is that? I haven't actually... Oh, that's because I put it in the dialogues folder. Okay, cool. That'll be why I couldn't find it. Add action. Dialogues, speech, SVG. Set from JSON. Set image. Okay. And then set visible, I guess. Okay. This seems like a lot of effort, Nepio. Icons 8. I'm going back to there because I can't be bothered to work out how that works right now. Icons8.com. Nice icons are worth the effort. Yes, that's fine, but I'm going to stick with the sprite that I already have. I will just find an arrow to use for now. Oh jeez. I don't want a whole pack. Oh, you know what? Goodbye, horrible arrow. Across 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, down 2, down. Let's go down 3. No, 4. Look, it's an actual, like, properly thought about symmetrical arrow. I don't like it. Get rid of the top line. There we go. Can't believe I'm having this whole argument about an arrow. Not even your game. There we go. Look, it's fine, and it fits the aesthetic. Just need to change the where it spawns. Where do I set that? There. Minus 10, probably. Although actually, where have I put the center? That's why. Top left, thank you. Screw it, I'll still leave it there. Not sure if they have a sweet Windows app for it. Ooh, nice! Supports drag and drop. Ooh, okay. I might have a look at that later. Actually, you know what? I want... somewhere, there should be... sticky notes. Yes, please. Excuse my Christmas present list. Go away. What's that? So, icons 8, Windows app. Yeah, cool. Hang on. Look it up. Cool. Lovely. There we go. Sticky note. Now I'll remember. Once I was a construct dev like you, but then I took an ugly arrow to the knee. Never saw our translation debug interface. That was weird. Right, let's see. Just... does that at least spawn in the right place? Nope. Did I even change that? No. I'm just doing this for you, Nepio, at this point. mean, even the text doesn't sit properly. And now it's completely in the wrong place. Oh well. You do, however, need to credit icons 8. That's fine. More than happy to credit people for stuff. Yeah, I love that you're complaining about a rubbish arrow when literally everything in this game is just made of weird coloured blocks. Right now. I mean, we won't talk about the placeholder image I've got for the marketplace. There we go! Look, it's in the right place and everything. The blocks look nice, don't bully them. Right, well there we go, that's fine. Let's get rid of that. Goodbye. Yes. I'll figure SVGs out later. At least the blocks are clean geometric shapes. They are. They are good placeholders. At some point there'll be actual artwork. Eventually. When I actually get around to finishing it and being happy with it. Cool. So I can get rid of that. Well, that's good. I've tidied up the read sign function. Signs are now controlled with buttons rather than timers, which is lovely. I now need to work that out for NPCs. Don't think I need it for... Actually, no, I do need it for the start to fight, because I need to only change the layout on the button press. The SVG plugin doesn't work with additive blend mode. Okay. If I knew what that meant, I would probably offer some advice. Right. So we'll start with the talking stuff because that's the easier bit. We'll drag that into there. We don't want that, and we want the end dialogue function. Oop. Although we probably don't actually. No, we need to add some more. Oh, because I haven't actually got the system in. Well, I guess that means it's time to put the JSON system actually into my game. Save. Because I don't want to lose anything that we've already done. Oh, okay. This is a big undertaking. Where are we going to put it? So there's the initiate interaction. That's fine. Very itchy eye. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, we need a new... keep a dialogue, NPC dialogue. That's the one we want. I'm going to get rid of that because it's currently an array. New JSON file. Thank you. Rename NPC dialogue. And I'm going to copy this for now. Whee! Copy. Paste. Just make sure I can. Good, that is still a proper thing. So, ID 1. So this bit is purely for my own benefit. It's not actually necessarily going to do anything in the game yet. It's just so I can keep track of things. Because by the time I get to, you know, 50 odd, well, that's nothing, there's definitely going to be more than 50 NPCs. When you get to, like, you know, more than 5, it gets hard to actually see which ID and what numbers you're needing to put into the NPCs. Okay. Yeah, this is where having the second screen would be very handy, because I could just pull this out and have it... Actually, hang on. Ah! Can I... How do we do this? My screen not big enough. Oh, sad times. Okay. What do I put it there? Yes! Split screen! Thank you. That's what I need. Lovely. Now I can see what I'm doing. Okay, I don't need to put anything in here yet. I need to go and look at my... Okay, let's collapse everything. So, global statics, initialization, transitions, miscellaneous input. I need a dialogue bit. Add a comment, which is dialogue globals. I have so many global variables. Add a variable, which is called current dialogue. I'm going to call it current because initial value is -1. The ID value of the current line of dialogue being displayed. Go under there. Lovely. Add another variable, which is current scene. The ID value of the current scene being displayed. Game state I should already have. Yes, don't need to worry about that. Next line. I didn't use next line except for debugging. I don't need that. Player name was another variable. I think... Oh yeah, the way I was thinking about doing that was the dictionary thing. Right, let's get the basic stuff in and then I will start thinking about, because the player name variable is used when we run the format function, and basically it replaces a bit in the JSON file with that variable. So I don't need that right now, it's just literally those two. Oh, I need a drink, otherwise I'll start yawning. Okay. So, initialization. Now this is where things start to get fun, because I've already got one. Oh, that's in the function, isn't it? You want tea? I would love a cup of tea. Okay, I need to look. I think I need that. I'm gonna get rid of that group. This is where we start getting lots of different Ajax calls, and obviously because we're using Ajax.lastData, we don't want to load the wrong thing in the wrong place. Currently that's not happened, but I am mildly concerned that the more project files I have, then the more likely that things are gonna... Cross-contamination is the wrong word, but it's currently the only word that's coming to my head. I don't want my NPCs reading my sign text, for example. Actually, yeah, this is another one that's going to take a boolean because you don't want to load it every time. Add another boolean, which is NPC dialogues loaded. Initial value is false. How's the project file for NPC dialogue being loaded? Oh wait, it shouldn't, should it? Oh wait, no, it might do. Hang on. So we now need a JSON object in here. Get rid of the XML object because I'm not using that anymore. I haven't put, just make sure I've not put a, no, I haven't got a JSON object yet. Cool, so let's put that into the dialogue section. Yeah, I'll put it into speech. Add a new object type, JSON. And we are calling that NPC dialogue. Fine package as long as it doesn't get forgotten. I found your typo. Woo! What was the typo for? In, from, FBO. Okay. So we need to copy that basically. Paste. It's not NPC dialogue loaded. We want to request but again, I don't want to error warning labels and scripts whenever being cleared. Ah, okay. Cool. Bear with me a sec. I'm just going to consult the manual. Documentation, any Ajax. Great, great. Tags. That's fine. When a request with the same tag is completed successfully, the last data contains the response. Okay, so it shouldn't actually affect it, right? Maybe? Load NPC dialogue. And we don't want to request that, we want to request that one. Maybe looking at loads of errors. Oh, I think I read that bug report, yeah. The boolean for loading the NPC dialogue is false. Request the file via Ajax. Oh my god, my eye is so itchy. Why? Why you do this? Ugh. Also, by the way, guys, I messed around a bit with the audio filters because I was doing when I was making the last set of tip clips, I realized that actually the vocals on my streams recently are really choppy, and I'm assuming it's because of the noise gate I had set up, but none of you told me, so I don't know if it's me hearing things, something wrong with my recording, or if you just don't care, which is fair. But hopefully now that I've tweaked the noise gate a little bit, I'm not randomly cutting out and you're not missing the beginnings of sentences or words. Hopefully. Please tell me if like you can't hear me or something doesn't make any sense, because otherwise I'm just nattering to myself and aren't aware that no one else can hear me or whatever. I hadn't noticed. Fair enough. Silence. Obviously, I'm just hearing things then. Like, I don't know. Possibly on the recording. Yeah, maybe. True. True. They'll be on. Maybe it's just me and I'm I'm sensitive to it. I don't know. It's on the, if it's noticeable, it's on the tip clip, so. Oh, so long as I'm still understandable, that's the main thing. Ha 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 ha, very funny, Kiatric. Okay, request that. So we need an uncompleted. Where did I put that? Where are my Ajax functions? Oh, there. Oh, load signs completed. Paste. This is going to be on. What do I call it? Load NPC dialogue. And we want that to go into the JSON object, which is in here. NPC dialogue. Set. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Pass, that's the one. There we go. And we want to set the NPC dialogues loaded to true. Perfect. I haven't forgotten that too. That's okay, don't worry. Copy that down there. Load NPC dialogue. Ajax request is completed. Load the JSON data into the NPC dialogue. JSON object. And tell the game that it's being loaded. Cool. Still sticking with my comment everything thing. Okay, so that's that bit done. I don't need to worry about that. Now this isn't game state, this is going to be player states, but that's already dealt with because we're in the talking state. So that I don't need to worry, it's all of this. Now, we need to pop back into here. I'll see if we keep on the event sheet, and we need to look at our family instance variables. Keepers. So this is going to be in the NPC sprite family. You've got like a million instance variables. Already has scene ID, scene ID2, and time spoken to. Edit. Need another one, which is multi-line dialogue, and that's a boolean. Does this NPC have more than one line of dialogue? Keepers finders. Yeah, I keep wanting to call them trainers and then realizing no, that's not what they're called. They are keepers. And that's not just because they're nice people. Okay. You need line of sight distance on that one now, but oh well, it's there. Okay, so we don't need to be in the initialization group anymore. We need to be in the player group. On Z key pressed, and we are in the talking state. So is overlapping there. That's what I need. Let's get rid of that for the minute. And delete that. So just shrink that marginally. Good afternoon, unsupervised gamer. How you doing? Haven't seen you for a little while. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. We are dealing with NPC dialogue at long last. You can now control signs with buttons, so you can actually, you know, the text won't disappear before you finish reading it, which is nice. Okay. So if we're overlapping, we're in the talking state. Need another sub event. If the NPC compare boolean is multi-line or is not, system set where are my variables? I've already gone past them, haven't I? There we go. Set value for current scene to NPC. Wait, no. This is where my functions come in. So if it is multi-line dialogue, then we want to do... Right, where are my functions? Functions. Don't need those. We want the NPC functions. So we've got the initiate interaction, which sets all the directions and stuff. That's fine. So it's this one we need, the NPC talk function. We don't need any of that. That can go. Yes. Goodbye. Add action. System. Actually, you know what? Rather than do that. Just in case. Oh god, let's just toggle that as disabled. That's better. Add action. System. Set layer visible. HUD. To visible, please, and thank you. Set text of that. Now, this is where we need to bring in all of this stuff. Ooh. So this should be this function here. Set visible. Set invisible. There isn't one there, so it doesn't matter. Don't need to worry about that. Set text. That's fine. So yeah, it's this. This one we need. It should hopefully be the same. I haven't got the formatting dialogue, the formatting bit, which I feel like I should do. So you're going with JSON file for the text. We are indeed. Kiatric built me a wonderful example file that I then adapted into this example file. I still kind of don't really know what JSON's about, but I am better than I was. So I'm getting to the point where I can now kind of make edits to the file and know how it should be structured, so that helps. But yes, we are going with a JSON file. It's very basic at the moment, but I'm hoping to be able to include variables in it, possibly call functions if I can figure that out, and eventually have branching stuff, so the NPCs should be able to ask you questions, you pick an answer, and then it displays the correct thing. Right, I need a new function. Add function. Just dialogue format. Where are you? There. And we need a parameter with a string. Place string. The text to be formatted. And then we have a local variable, which is called line. I don't know what to describe that as currently, but whatever. Okay, sub event. Action, system, set value of line to replace brackets, replace string, br, oh no, need my quotation marks. So by having this format function, we can scribble things in the JSON file like this, or BB code but using rounded brackets, and then replace it with this function so all the formatting actually comes through. I don't know what I'm going to do with the formatting yet, because obviously I'm using a sprite font rather than text.
Oh.
Hi, you brought me tea. Nephew says hi. Yay, I have tea. Yeah, in the example file, if you're using the text object, then you can use standard BB code, but sprite font uses slightly different commands, so I need to actually think about how that's going to work. If I can find a good font, I mean, there are a couple of pixel art web fonts out there. If I can find a free one, then maybe I'll use the text object and I can use this sort of thing, but I haven't decided yet. So for now, the only one we need is the new line one, because that should work either way. But as you can see here, like, I replaced a bit with a variable, so that will eventually go into here. Once I've started thinking about what I may want to replace things with. Actually, one we can put in there, actually, is system. Actually, better idea, this is going to be quicker. Copy, paste. We don't want that, we want to replace that with line. But I can't remember if I've actually made a variable for it yet or not. I'm hoping so. Player sprite. I have not. Does the player have any kind of variable for storing its name? No, it does not. I'm going to make that global, which is going to go into initialization. Add. Well, to be fair, that could be an instance variable stored on the player because it's a global object. Yeah, let's do that. Player sprite. Add instance variable. Player name. The name of the player character as chosen by the user. 8-bit madness is free for personal use. Ooh, okay. Is that where can I find that? JSR. Can you drop... Actually, I'll stick that on a sticky note. 8-bit madness free font for personal. Granted, if this ever gets published, then I can't use it, but you know. Da font. What is it? Da. Kenny does a font pack. Oh, does he? Oh, I didn't know that. I will have to look at that as well. Kenny does fonts. Because I've looked through Google and I feel like I found a couple, but every time I look, they seem to disappear, or I don't know. It's very hard to find things on Google Fonts. Okay, so that should now be stored on the player object, so we can come back down to our format function, and we want to replace player name with player sprite dot player name. Done. 8 PM may look familiar to you. Oh, okay. Is that perchance what you use in your streams, Mr. Reed? Right, so that's our dialogue format. So now whenever we call text from the JSON... Oh, that's what I haven't done. Yeah. Can I do that now? Yes, I can. Return type is a string, so we use this as a return that's a return value. Rumbled. I thought so. Hey, we've all got to use the same free stuff. Fine. So, what we now need to do, this needs to become this thing. So the typewriter text is functions.dialog format brackets JSON.get more brackets I really should have just copied this. Copy. Obviously, I'm gonna have to change it slightly. Because it's actually NPC dialogue.get and it's current scene and current dialogue and line. That should now work. Then we need len brackets paste. Don't need the function in there. Well, we might do actually. Because if we're replacing stuff, then yes, we will. That needs to be NPC dialogue.get. Current scene. Should have copied this from above, but never mind. Current dialogue. Okay. Hopefully. Hopefully that works. Where are we? Okay, so now we just need to get rid of this. Where's this? I'm going to move the sign. Where's my sign one? There it is. So that's all we need at the end. Don't need those. That's fine. So set the HUD layer to visible, set the text to the NPC name, and then we call the typewriter text. And we could, I have got the system in here to be able to use the character name in the JSON files. That could get us, could lose us another instance variable on the NPC and tidy that up a little bit, which I may do. Okay. Then, yeah, that's what I want. So if we come back up here to the play of it, I've now got to implement these bits. Right, so if it is multi-line, system set value of current scene to NPC dot scene ID, copy paste. If it is multi-line dialogue, set current scene to, oh wait, no, and we have a sub event under that. That needs to move into there. Nope. Where are you? NPC sprite. Compare instance variable. Time spoken to equals 0. Set it to that. Copy paste is greater than 0. Scene ID 2. Something like that. Okay. Now, where does that sit under? It's still under the overlapping thing, so that needs to be under here. It's the same level as the game state bit. Maybe I need... Do I have a game? I do have a game state, so I need to change that. Yeah. So if game state is overworld... Oh, okay, another sub-event. Needs to go under there. System... Compare variable game state is equal to dialogue. Oh no, overworld. Then all of this needs to nest under that. Add action, system, set value of game state to dialogue. Drag that down to there and there. Okay. That's that one. Sub-event, game state equals dialogue. And add another condition. Nope, I need the speech text box. The sprite font is running typewriter. Invert that. Add action. System, add one to current dialogue. And then call the function. Oh, I need some IDs on that function. Some parameters even. Where to go? Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Oh, that's not gonna work, is it? It might actually, because it should pick the instance variables from the member of the family that we're overlapping. So current scene should be set correctly. Oh, I may be able to condense this actually into have one display dialogue function and have lots of parameters that dictate what we do with it. But for now, let's just add some more parameters to this one. Dialogue ID. Okay, and scene ID. Okay. Now we come back up here. So, game state is dialogue. We're not running typewriter text. Add one to current dialogue, and then we call the NPC talk function. NPC UID is no NPC sprite.uid. I guess. Hopefully. Is current dialogue and current scene. Okay. So that's that bit. I need some more functions. I should not call these. I suppose they are. No, I'm gonna restructure this at some point, but I need a new group, which is gonna be dialogue functions. Add a group. Dialogue functions. Lovely. Which is where the format one's gonna go. Our end dialogue function. I'm gonna need to edit all my comments as well because none of them make any sense anymore. Have to go now. Will there be more text Penelope on Thursday? There will be Tech Box North. I am hoping that we can finish it. I may be able to squeeze some time in tomorrow doing a bit of grinding to improve the ship. So hopefully we can get to the end of next Penelope on Thursday. Fingers crossed. We will definitely be playing it. I hope you will join us for that. because I am rather looking forward to it. Sounds great. See you then. Lovely. Have a good afternoon, Topbox North. Thank you so much for being here. Somebody's play that picked up on the sale. Yeah, it's like $1.99. It's great. Well, I played it last Thursday, John. There is the broadcast should still be on the Twitch channel for a little bit longer, and I will be publishing it to the YouTube later today. Let's pull that down to the dialogue as well, because it's not really an NPC. There we go. Okay. I've kind of lost my train of thought. What am I doing? Functions! Other functions. So, this is what I should really have done first, is created all of these to begin with, which is exactly what I say to do in the example, which is quite funny. Example tutorial. Here we go. This is what I need. Function. This is called get number of lines. Count how many lines of dialogue are in the current scene. Type as a number. Okay. Add local. Oh, can't do that yet. So, dialogue, speech, NPC dialogue for each. I don't know. Copy that first because it's easier. NPC dialogue for each, and this is our path. Current scene. Oh no, don't do that. Add construct. Scene. Done. For each entry in that, I'm going to shrink that by down a bit. We close the properties bar a little bit. I get a bit more space for my actual event sheets. Oh. So for each entry, system. Oh, now I need my local variable. Add local variable. Let's call it line count. Add to line count. Done. Now we need another sub event which just says functions. Set return value to line count -1. Cool. So that's that one. So now we can come back up to here. So back into this bit. Oh yeah, that's why that was so wide, wasn't it? So game status dialog is running that, so now we need a sub event under that. System compare to values. If current dialog is equal to functions dot get number of lines. Oh, +1. Oh, that's... Why am I minusing one off here and then adding one later? That seems silly. Oh wait, because that was the whole, yeah, I don't remember why. Because otherwise it canned the dialogue too early. That's fine, so add action system, call, end dialogue, not system, functions. Okay, so that's a very, very quick thing that may or may not work. So currently the only way it's going to work is by facing right. I need to go and look. Let's find a... I'm going to close that for the time being. We'll take you. You're a good guinea pig. Object layer. You can bring that back out again so I can see what I'm doing. So scene ID. We'll use the 0 for now. I won't tick multi-line, so hopefully that will work. Leave it as 0. Let's just see if what I've just put in actually works. Oh, hang on, before we do that, let's make sure that things are loading by checking the system globals. System global variables, where are you? Here. Current dialogue is -1, that's fine. Game state is overworld. NPC dialogues loaded is true. Lovely. Let's go find our dude. I think, to be fair, any of them would work, but he's just standing still, so. Z key, we're facing right. Huh. Okay, cool. Pause that a minute, because we're... What I need... Oh, God. NPC dialogue. That's interesting. Oh, that's the... Yeah, so the thing's loaded into the JSON. That's fine. Where's my sprite fonts? Down here. Speech. Right, there is no text being set. Interesting. It's setting the stuff to visible, so that much is working. So the NPC talk function seems to be being called because the HUD layer becomes visible. Wherever you are. Where did I put you? Here. But that's about it. Are we setting the HUD layer visible anywhere else? Oh, no. We don't want to print the event sheet. Please, no. Visible. All. Find. So 135, that's here. A 154, which is the sign, I think. Yeah, those are the only bits that we're doing. Okay. Interesting, it's not even setting the text. Oh wait, do you have a name? No, that would be why. Give you a name. Hi Dave. Let's see. Just so we know what bits aren't working. Almost went to read the sign again. Alright, Dave loads, it's just the JSON bit that's not loading. Okay. It's this bit. Okay, that's a bit weird. I guess my path could be wrong, but... Let's just quickly, so we can see if anything's actually being called. Add global. Debug. Text. I can leave that there. So what we want to do... Take that. Actually, no, wait. What did I do? How did I test it in this one? Where's my event sheet? There. That's what I wanted. And dialogue. I haven't even got that far. It's just this bit. I need to sort the sprite out and tell that to be invisible because actually that's the point. Is the state changing for the game state? That is a good question. System globals, please. Thank you. I want sprite font, speech, and I want to add that to the watch tab as well. So I can see game state, which is good. Alright, it's changing to dialogue, so that's good. But yeah, there's nothing... My path for my JSON must be wrong. The only thing that's not being called is the text. Okay, where are ya? There. Dialogue format, NPC dialogue.get, scene, dialogues and line. Dialogues, line. Have I added the ID number? Shouldn't be. I've not spelt anything wrong. What's current scene set to? Where's my global? Let's just go back to the watch tab because it's all going to be there. So current scene is set to 0. It should still be set to 0. Current dialogue is set to -1. What do those change to when we talk to this guy? Current dialogue is set to 0 and current scene is set to 0. So that's correct. Everything's loaded. Yeah, my path, that's the problem. And I don't know why. Ugh. Have some tea. It's basically the same as the... It's exactly the same file apart from the like 2 little bits that I added. I feel like that shouldn't make a difference. Save that for the minute because my goodness, this stream has flown by. Like, I can't believe it's already 20 past 3. I do feel like we did spend a lot of time messing about with an arrow, but there you go. Alright, dialogue. I need to check those are all the right things. Have I spelt those right up here? It should be, because otherwise they wouldn't be in there. Current scene, current dialogue, yes. Let's just do a... Actually, where's my tester folder? It's down here somewhere. There. Add... add event. System, on start of layout. Add action. No wait, delete. Where is... Let's do this in a better place. Add action. Where's it have my debug text global, or did I delete it? I deleted it. Oh, no. I don't want that there. I want that here. When that's completed. Dialogues, where's the JSON file? There. As key. Oh. Where's me? I need my path. Paste. Let's add my global back in just to test it. Debug text. Boolean. Add action. Set the boolean to true. How? Of course it's a boolean, isn't it? Set boolean to true. Right, I've got a meeting to get ready for. Thanks for the program. No worries, John. It's been lovely having you here. Hope this afternoon is kind to you. And the meeting isn't too awful. Right, so let's just see if the key even exists. No. Right, so the key doesn't exist. That'll be why it's not loading. Oh. This is where I get confused with JSONs, because I'm like, oh, but the thing's there. Why is it wrong? It is. Yeah, it can still be vinified. So there's nothing wrong with the file per se. I've just got the path wrong. Dialogues. Current scene and current dialogue. Those should just be numbers. Scene dot dialogues and line. Yeah, I'm not sure with that. I'm gonna need to look at that outside of the stream, I think. I mean, at least the function's being called, so that's a good thing. I haven't broken actually talking to NPCs, which is nice. And we can now read signs, so I will take that as a triumph for today. I don't particularly want to... It's going to take me a while to figure all this out, so I'm just going to do some beautifying for the last, like, 10 minutes. Where's my sign stuff? Actually, I don't need to do that, do I? I can just do it on here. Go back into here and open it. I'll put it on the object bank because there's less busy stuff. Text. We need to move that a bit. So we need to shrink it slightly. To probably 250 by 44. The position. Actually, hang on here. Let's turn off the snap to grid. Now we just want to move about there. No, it needs to come down slightly. Obviously these aren't the final sprite designs either, so 43. There's an extra pixel to play with. 42. There's a nice buffer around the text then. Okay, now how high are my sprite font characters? Character height is 8, so we have 42 with a line height currently set to 0. Okay. Let's just go and look. I need to write a really long sign, or find a really long sign. Let's just do a sign. We'll pop it in, I don't know, where's the furthest away? 15 by 15. This is a test sentence to see how much text we can store in one go in a text box. Who knows how much will fit? That's why we test. Let's see how long that is. So that's 15, 15. Pop back in here. We'll just change that signs. Where have I put that? Damn it. It's the problem when you don't know what. There it is, it's on the foreground layer. Okay, sign array X, so 15. 15. Let's go and see. Pop you down there so it's easier. Oh, don't do this to me. You were working earlier. Why aren't you working now? It's a sign. It is a sign. It's a sign it's not bloody working. Ow. Where's my sign? Move down here, isn't it? No. Where is my sign function? That's concerning. That's very concerning. Where is my sign function? Go to function, please. There it is. Lovely. Okay, well there it is. So it should run. A mild panic that I deleted my function. Oh, let's go and that's NPC sprite, so it shouldn't affect this. Oh, that's why. Just get rid of that for now. Toggle disabled. No, we're still not working. Cool. Well, that's cool. I've thoroughly broken everything. Which is great. I feel like this was working earlier, or did I literally just test the typewriter bit and I didn't test anything else, which is entirely possible. It's a broken down sign. Yeah, it's very much a broken down sign. I think I put the I put something in and then yeah, I did the typewriter stuff. But that had to have been working for me to test it. Well, isn't it because your character is missing its base player stuff when you moved it? It shouldn't be. No. That's why I highlighted them both. So they should still be there. I am back to 0 and 0. No, we're not getting anything on that. Where did I put? In the talking state. Do we even get to the talking state? Player. Where are ya? Player sprite. State is standard. No, it doesn't even enter the talking state, so something's clearly amiss there. But it's 28 minutes past 3, and now is not the time to figure that out. I'm going to have to save the project with it broken, but never mind. Minor detail. I will fix it later. Well, there was a sign in it, and it did work for a bit. Then I moved some stuff, and it broke. So, yes, I have some work to do. But never mind, that's game dev. And I feel like I should put that in as a quote at some point. Excuse me. Oof, dear. So yeah, thank you guys for being here today. It's been lovely. We got the little bit added into the example file, or my test project that I wanted to, which is good. We've at least got the JSON file started in the main game, so I can finally start putting some actual dialogue for some NPCs. I just need to move up. Okay. How up? We can have a look at this in a minute if you want, Kiatric. Like you and I are in the same office for a change. We don't have to do like overstream co-op coding. But yes, so I feel like we've accomplished stuff, but at the same time not. And so yeah, that's game dev. If there's one thing I've learned. Co-op mode activated! Woo! But yeah, thank you so much for being here, guys. It's been good. Oh, thank you to Techbox North, to Kiatric, Unsupervised Gamer, Nepio, John S. Reed, I'm sure you've gone to prepare for your meeting, Taka, all for being here today. Thank you for Winterlore Games for the follow and joining us today all the way from Sweden. You absolute star. We will be back on Thursday to play some more of the next Penelope, and with any luck we will finish that. And yeah, I have made progress in actually writing some tutorials for these various kinds of oh goodness, what are they called? Dialogue systems. So look forward to that course being available within the next month or so. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to wait until the next stable comes out, because all of my project files are built in beta releases. But never mind, it's fine. I can still publish all the text, it'd be okay. So let's just hop on a nice happy outro tune, turn up the music a little bit, and pop on the outro screen. Thank you so much, guys, once again. See you all on Thursday. Have a great rest of the day. Bye bye.